Great achievements are born of great risks. You have to be willing to bet everything on yourself. Larry Ellison. We live in a world that rewards conformity, where people are told to play it safe, follow the rules, and never question authority. But there are rare individuals who don't follow the script. They break rules, they make mistakes, and they fail, but they never stop pushing forward. One of those rare individuals is Larry Ellison, the co founder of Oracle Corporation, one of the most influential and powerful technology companies in the world. Today's episode is not just about business, it's about how an orphan, rebellious young man who dropped out of college twice and had no clear path built one of the greatest software empires ever created, worth of hundreds of billions of dollars. This is the story of risk, resilience, ego, and unshakable self belief. This is the story of Larry Ellison, the man who turned rejection into rocket fuel. Larry Ellison was born in 1944 in the Bronx, New York, to a single unwed mother. At just 9 months old, he fell ill with pneumonia, and his mother, unable to care for him, gave him for adoption to her aunt and uncle in Chicago. This moment, though he was too young to remember, defined his life. He grew up thinking his adoptive parents were his real ones. His adoptive father, Louis Ellison, was a government employee who lost his job during the Great Depression and grew bitter and cynical. He often told young Larry, "You'll never amount to anything." These words would burn into Ellison's heart like fire. He didn't react with sadness. He reacted with defiance. At school, he wasn't an obedient student. He was rebellious, questioning teachers, arguing about logic, and often getting into trouble for being too confident. But behind that confidence was pain. The pain of being told he wasn't enough. He later said, "The difference between me and most people is that I don't mind being uncomfortable. I push myself where others stop." Larry attended the University of Illinois, where he was actually doing quite well until his adoptive mother died suddenly. He was devastated. He dropped out and didn't even take his final exams. Later, he tried again at the University of Chicago, but that didn't last either. He said, "I was never a good student. I was always interested in things that weren't part of curriculum." But Chicago gave him something priceless. He discovered computers. He fell in love with programming. He felt himself coding and realized that this new world of technology was where the future was heading. With no degree, no money, and no direction, he packed up and moved to California, the land of dreamers. In the 1970s, Silicon Valley was just starting to take shape. Larry worked at several small tech companies, jumping from one job to another. He learned everything, not from college, but from curiosity. He was fascinated by database, a way to store and manage large amounts of data efficiently. While working at a small company called Ampix, he helped build a database for the CIA, codenamed Oracle. That name will later become the foundation of his empire. But what made Ellison different wasn't just technical skill, it was his mindset. He didn't just want to work for a company, he wanted to build something that would dominate the world. He once said, "When you innovate, you have got to be prepared for everyone telling you you are nuts." In 1977, Larry Ellison and two colleagues, Bob Menner and Ed Oates, founded a small company called Software Development Laboratories, SDL. They started with just $2,000. Their big idea? To build a commercial database system that could run on regular computers, not just expensive mainframes. It was inspired by a research paper from IBM about a new way to structure database using relational models. Larry saw what IBM didn't, that this idea could change the world, so they built it. By 1979, they renamed the company Oracle Systems Corporation after the CIA projects they had worked on. Oracle wasn't just another software company, it was the first to make database technology available to everyone. They sold to government agencies, big corporations, and financial institutions, anyone who needed to organize large amounts of information. And Ellison's bold personality played a key role in every deal. He wasn't afraid to exaggerate, to promise big things, and then make them happen. His energy was magnetic and dangerous. But success didn't come smoothly. By the late 1980s, Oracle grew too fast. Larry pushed his sales team to book future sales as current revenue, a risky accounting trick that made the company look more profitable than it was. When the truth came out in 1990, Oracle nearly collapsed. The company lost half its market value in a single day. Investors were furious. The board wanted him gone. But Ellison refused to quit. He said, "When you're going through hell, you don't stop, you keep going." He brought in new management, fixed the company's accounting system, restructured everything, and focused on innovation again. From that point on, Oracle rose like a phoenix. Through the 1990s and 2000s, Oracle became a giant. It dominated the database market, serving banks, airlines, governments, and Fortune's 500 companies. When the internet era began, Oracle was already there, powering the back end of countless websites and systems. Ellison's boldness didn't stop at software. He went head to head with competitors like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. He once said about competition, "I have a deep fear of failure. It's always there. That's what keeps me up at night. That's what drives me." He didn't fear losing, he feared stopping. Under his leadership, Oracle grew to $300 plus billion company, employing over 1,500,000 people worldwide. He personally became one of the richest men alive, with a net worth of over $150 billion. Larry Ellison is known for living life on his own terms. He's a pilot, a sailor, a martial artist, and the owner of an entire Hawaiian island, Lanai, which he bought for $300 million gain. He's also known for his massive yacht, love for luxury, and competitive nature. But beneath that ego is philosophical mind. He often speaks about the emptiness of success and the search for meaning. He said, "The most important thing in life is to keep learning, to stay curious, to keep moving forward, because the moment you stop, you begin to die." Despite criticism, lawsuit, and rivalries, Ellison remains unapologetically himself, intense, relentless, and free. So, what can we learn from Larry Ellison's life? First, don't follow the rules, question them. Ellison built a company by going against IBM, against the education system, and against the business world's conventions. 2. Failure is feedback. He nearly lost everything, but used every setback to refine his vision. 3. Self-belief is everything. He didn't need permission, degrees, or approval. He only needed belief. 4. Be obsessed. Ellison's obsession with perfection and performance made Oracle unstoppable. 5. Never settle for small dreams. His goal wasn't to be rich, it was to change the way the world manages information. Larry Ellison's story reminds us of something powerful. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have a plan. You don't even need approval. You just need fire. The fire to create, to risk, to fail, and to rise again. He once said, "If you do everything that everyone else does, you will get what everyone else gets." Larry Ellison refused to live that kind of life. And that's exactly why he built an empire. So whenever you are in your journey, remember this. You don't have to be born lucky to be great. You just have to be bold enough to begin. Peace and love, Hamza.